Julia. This is beginning yoga. These are my perfect sleeping days. I'm going to adjust my camera angle only because, I was all on time and early this morning, and now I'm just kind of having issues. Not a new thing for me. Here we go. Hi. This is the fucking yoga company. My name is Julia. No, not that kind of yoga. I'll edit this part out. Saturday morning, perfect kind of sleeping weather, chilly blankets, dark in the mornings. Of course, that means winter's coming. I think about that part. I have no idea what we're doing today. I know, I'm usually like at least a little bit more on it, but we're going to start. We'll see where we go. I'm going to pray to the yoga gods and channel my ESPN and get us moving. I have a blanket and a block and a strap. If you don't have these things, please do not worry. I will cue without them. The other thing that you can do is hot flash too. This is perfect hot flash weather. You know why? Because you can throw those covers off your body and be cool in like 2 minutes as opposed to 5 minutes in the summer. Just saying. Yes, I am not old. Okay. So you can use a dish towel in lieu of a strap. You could use if your partner loves neckties or scarves, not stretchy scarves, like a cotton scarf, you could use that as a strap. You can use a towel to sit on or roll up if that will make you more comfortable. All of those things are perfectly usable. And we use props just to get yourself into healthy alignment, maybe better access to some of the poses, and to make you as comfortable as you can be on the mat. Comfort being a relative term in yoga. So we're going to get started shortly. I'm going to give some people time to log in. I'm starting a little bit early, mostly because I'm a chit chatter and I want you to get all of your yoga. Hey, we have a showing today. Only one. Come on, people, spread the word. It's a gorgeous house. We need to get it under contract. It's okay. We can stay here for another year. It's not a big deal. Although I've spent. Let's see. It's what is it? September, June, July, August, September. 4 months planning a move, getting my mindset into moving. I want to move. So anyway. Are we ready to do this? Yeah, we are. God, I love yoga. Okay. Comfortable seated position. It's going to be like that today. I'm sorry. Comfortable seated position is what it looks like to you. If you could have legs out, you could do a leg out, a leg in. You could tuck a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees, a bolster if you have one. This pleasant pose happens to work for me. So this is pleasant seated pose. And it is not traditionally cross-legged, which involves stacking your ankle one on top of each other. And you can see that reinforces imbalance depending on which side you are stacking. So I'd like you, if you're going to join me here in pleasant seated pose, to widen the angle of your legs so that your feet are laying both on the mat in parallel. This is a perfect place to tuck in a block or a blanket to keep so that you can relax your legs into the mat and relieve that anxiety in your hips. Okay. So we're going to pull our attention and awareness from the external to the internal and take a scan of the body. We want to check in and see what's going on in the body today. Where at this particular moment in the space-time continuum, if you are joining me live, it's Saturday morning, first thing. What have you been doing during the week that has played out on your body? And let's just notice where we're at. We're going to move that attention and awareness into the state and quality of our thinking and check in what is left over from the week, what might be pushing into your to-do list for the weekend. And we're going to start sliding those things off to the side. We want to create a nice, clear, open field of thought for the practice. And once you've found that silent space, we're going to pull that attention into the breath. Traditionally in yoga, we breathe into and out of the nose. If you are having sinus issues, or if you're in an area where you are experiencing fire and smoke, that could be causing problems with your breathing. So just breathe. Now we're going to invite that breath to get a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. And we're going to try to balance the length of inhale to match the length of exhale and maintain that rhythm throughout our practice today. That's the goal. Wherever you are in the length and balance of that breath, let's exhale all the air out of the lungs. We're going to reach down toward the mat. I'm blinking my eyes open because they were closed, and I'm going to take a nice long stretch up to the ceiling. And I'm going to release on down. So we're going to connect the movement of our body, the speed of our movement, to the length and balance of the breath. All right, we're going to come up through our stretch and take a lateral extension. So relax those shoulders down away from your ears. I want you to truly try to keep the space long in the neck without crunching up the shoulder. See, that's the difference. Relaxing it down. We're going to take our right hand down, lift the rib cage, not the shoulder, and just lean away from that hip. Inhaling up, we're going to take that switch. We're going to finish up on the second side and move toward a forward fold. have the block. That was really graceful. I'm going to take a big stretch up with both hands and then tracing down with the fingers, tucking the chin, rolling the shoulders. We're moving to rest the body weight on the elbows. And that can be on the knees, the calves, the block, or the floor. I'm going to go a little higher on the block first thing this morning. Tucking the chin, wiggle the toes, relax the feet, unclench the teeth. And with our next inhale, let's lengthen the arms, walking the hands back, sweeping up toward the ceiling. We're going to release on out, palms turned up, shrug the shoulders, soften the elbows. Let's reach back behind the body, tuck the chin forward. Releasing our hands down to the hips, turning palms back. We're going to take some head semicircles, head sweeps. So I'm going to tilt an ear over to one side, releasing chin forward slowly and turning to the other. Let's release our chin forward. We're going to trace hands around to the front of the body and slowly stack cervical spine. If you're joining me with a knee in or both in pleasant seated position, we're going to change the position of the legs. If you're sitting with your legs extended, you are going to stay right where you're at. Nice little rock side to side to get balanced between those hips. Let's come on up. We're going to take our lateral extension and we're going to add a little fold. So let's take our right arm down, reaching over into that direction. Let's lengthen the arm, turn open a little bit. Just take a little reach back behind the body. And now we're going to rotate forward to fold over that opposite knee. So I'm just going to take the fingertips and reach out and take my tilt. Inhaling up, we're going to take our stretch and do the same in the other direction. So let's come down for our easy lateral stretch. Little open back, just slight reach back with the arm. Exhaling, let's rotate forward and take our fold. And we're going to do that in both directions one more time. And let's head on over to the left. Let's come up and head for our next forward fold, tracing fingers forward, tucking the chin, rolling through the shoulders. I think I might tilt this block down a little bit. A little rock side to side, wiggle the toes, relax the feet, unclench the teeth. We're going to take 3 full inhales and exhales here, balanced breath. Let's inhale and lengthen arms, walking hands back. Taking that sweep on up toward the ceiling, releasing those palms open. Little shrug of the shoulders, tilt back with the thumbs, tuck the chin forward, and now release on down. Let's take those head sweeps, just tilting an ear over to one side. Releasing slowly forward, tilting to the other side. I got a little glitch right there. I'll work that out today for sure. Let's do that one more time in both directions. Let's tuck the chin, tracing fingertips around the front of the body, and slowly stack that cervical spine. We're going to head to hands and knees. I like to pad my knees with a blanket. I'm going to move the block out to the end of the mat in case we want to use it. I like to use it frequently. We're going to pad our knees with a blanket because that's the only part of my body, elbows and knees, that needs extra cushioning. And you know what? That's okay, right? We're all fine. All right. Taking the hands side by side, fists width on the blanket. Rest the knees around. Place them on either side of the hands. Let's take the heels of the hands out from 90 degrees, half to a full palm's length. So we have a little squish in the elbow, slight engagement of the core, and relax those shoulders down away from the ears. We want flat in the back, no cow position here. All right, nice power inhale. We're going to release, tucking the chin, placing the forearms to the mat. Now scoop the belly, tuck the tailbone, and reach into that fold toward the floor. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, make some fists. Inhaling forward. And exhaling. We're going to come up through hands and knees and take our WTF lean. Push that hip out over to one side. Take a big stretch through the hip and the IT band obliques. Inhale and switch. We're going to come to center. Exhale in. Take a little angry cat tuck. So I'm still soft in my elbows. Ooh, my radial nerve is on fire. Today my hand is totally numb. Soft in the elbows. Shrug the shoulders. Tuck the chin. Give me a little lean back toward the heels. Inhale. And let's do that 2 more times. So tuck the chin, relax the tailbone down, and take a little reach back into the heels. Inhaling. And again. Let's take our full Chakravarkasana bow. So we release the chin, rest the forearms, and then take those hips back. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, make some fists. Coming on up. Let's take a what the fuck lean. Turn over one shoulder, lean out over that hip. And switch. Stay soft in the elbows for me. Angry cat tuck. Inhale to flat back. All right, I want you to widen up those hands a little bit. Keep the chin tucked. Scoop the belly. Drop the shoulders. We're going to press the elbows down. I want you to lower the chest. Engage the core. Hollow the belly even deeper up and press up. And let's take it back for our fold. Woo! Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Make some fists. Inhaling forward, let's take our lean. And switch. Angry cat tuck. Inhale to flat back. All right, engage the core. Widen up those hands if you need to. Rotate the elbows in. So rather than, I'll turn this way. Rather than twisting out with those elbows, going wide, I want you to rotate the hands in and tuck those elbows up into your rib cage. It's the much healthier, much more difficult, challenging way to do a push-up. And we're just doing this little engagement of the core so that when we press up into our downward facing dog, we're going to be nice and warm. All right. So tuck those elbows in towards center, engage the core, tuck the chin, relax the shoulders, and come on down. Scoop the belly deeper. Press up, we're tucking toes and stepping into our runner's stretch. So I'm going to lift up into the hips, move my feet forward just a little bit so I'm centered on the balls of my feet. And I'm going to push down into a heel. And switch. Let's do that one more time. All right, we're going to glance forward and walk ourselves up, taking a forward fold. Soft in the knees. This is an excellent place to find a block or maybe even put a kitchen stool in front of you, just so that you have a shallower place to relax rather than trying to force into a deep hamstring stretch first thing in the morning. Let's bend the knees, lift the shoulders. Give me that reverse crunch up. Nice big stretch toward the ceiling. Woo! Big open arm circle. Oh yeah. Woo! Here we go. Let's take it on up. We're going to take our lateral up to come down and take in a forward fold. Sorry, forward folding chair. I think I just stopped mid-sentence. It's all right. We're just hanging here. My ribs are touching my thighs. I'm taking a big long stretch through the back. Mostly because my hair started falling out of the clip. I'm going to come forward to the block. Give me a little more extension out of those legs. Maybe you're touching the thighs or the shins. Just a little longer in this forward fold. Bend the knees, lift the head and the shoulders, and rotate up. Give me that reverse crunch. Woo. And now big open arm circle. We're going to come up and take our lateral extension. Soft in the knees. Keep the hips stacked right over the heels. And come on up. And to the other side. Nice big inhale to exhale and come down for our forward folding chair. So sit back into the heels. Release the body. Take this nice long hang. All right, let's trace the fingers up the legs. We're lengthening the legs, lean forward just a little bit. Open these shoulders for our easy half lift. And now we're going to slide down for our forward fold. So we are going to work a little feet today. And actually that just came to me as I was wiggling my toes. We haven't done it in a while, and I haven't seen you guys in person in a while. So let's talk about the feet. We're going to roll on up and take our stretch. Also, I just finished my Who Let the Dogs Out chapter in the audiobook. I just finished my editing notes. So I'm thinking about your feet. All right. So our feet are the things that give us real feedback, right? Real-time feedback on the mat. I'm going to open this up. Thank you. Real-time feedback when we walk, when we step on something, when we're working on the mat. So a lot of teachers will say, feel grounded. And that just doesn't cue you into anything. So today, as we work through our flow, I'm going to cue you a couple of things. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see. I want you to lift your feet, spread your toes as widely as you can, and then let your toes relax, but without gripping the mat, right? So, excuse me, if you're squeezing the mat like a bird on a wire, you're going to definitely get a foot cramp, and it doesn't really help you balance. I want you to lift your toes, spread them wide, and then relax them. So you should be able to just wiggle your toes at any moment, unless we're on the balls of our feet, obviously. That's a no-brainer. The other thing I want you to think about today is we're going to be doing a little crescent lunge. And so neutral position for your feet is parallel, like you're standing on train tracks, okay? If you stand with your toes turned out a little bit in your natural stance, I want you to turn them in. If you stand a little in, the toes inward, I want you to turn them out. So I want you to really feel, and it's gonna feel wonky as fuck, that parallel position of your feet. This is the same thing I want you to think about, but we're gonna work our ankles now. I want you to think about your ankles because that's also a part of your standing structure. If you sway out or roll out to the edge of your feet, right? Is that pronation? I'm gonna be off a minute. If you sink in, that's supination. I want you to try and imagine working your adductors, those are the inner thighs, and your knee position to keep your knees completely in balance with your ankles and keep your ankles stable vertically, okay? This becomes important when we step back. So if I step back into crescent lunge, which is actually going to be a back and an out, so that I am square. See how I can balance my weight in this position instead of being all the way over to one side. What I want you to think about in terms of this back foot, even when we're on the ball of the foot, I want you not to be turned in or turned out, and I don't want you to roll out with your ankle or slide in with your ankle. I want you to imagine, get your brain into that part of your body and square up that ankle so that it is in alignment with your heel, your shin, and your knee. All right. So those are the two things that we're going to be thinking about. And then what I will do in this position is say, okay, lift the toes of your front foot and spread them wide. And you're going to feel your foot flatten. Like I have not high arches, but, I would say, regular arches. You're going to feel the ball of the foot and the heel kind of spread out, and you can feel yourself get a little, I'm going to call it stickier on the mat, okay? So that's what we're working today, feet and toes. It came to me. It came to me in a dream. No. All right, so let's begin, and we'll start with our crescent lunge, and we'll work these feet. I'm going to pull my blanket up a little bit so that I don't trip on it. All right, soften the knees. Get your foot position. I like a little, like if you just close one eye, get a little squinty, and look down your arm. I have my feet placed on either side of visually on either side of my fist, okay? That gets you lined up with those ischial spines, which is right here. That's neutral hip position, right? Okay. I talked about that before, but we're going to just review. Here we go. Nice big inhale up. We're going to take our lateral extension, soften the knees, keep those hips stacked over the heels. And up, and to the other side. And up. Let's head for our forward folding chair. So I'm leaning back into my heels. I'm going to sit into the hips. I'm resting my belly on my thighs, taking this nice long stretch through low back. All right, let's trace up the legs for our half lift. Bend the knees, take the hands to the hips, and we're going to step back for our crescent lunge. So I'm going to wiggle the toes of my right foot because we're going to right foot first. And I'm going to step back and out. Now, I want you to think about, just take a gander down and line the edge of your foot up with the edge of the mat. I'm in the center of the balls of my feet, so I'm not up high on my toes. I want to drop my heels so that I'm feeling the weight on the ball of the foot. Now lift and spread the toes of the front foot. Give me a slight dip in that knee so we're stacked right over the heel. And now lengthen that low back so that you're extended. Hi, baby. This is my Una girl. All right, can you feel that? Okay, let's come off that extension. We're going to step the right foot forward. So let's take the hands back, step up, and take our stretch up. So you should be feeling that energy once we lifted and spread those toes right up the calf, up the back of the knee and into the thigh. All right, here we go. Big stretch up, lateral extension. Take it over. And coming up to the other side. Coming on up to come down. Forward folding chair. Trace up those legs for our half lift. So in half lift, my toes are lifted and spread. I'm just a little bit into the balls of the feet, but I can still wiggle my toes. That's why your feet get so fatigued when we do yoga. Bend the knees, come on up to hands to hips. We're going left foot back, crescent lunge, because you are just really working the feet in a way that we don't on a daily basis. Okay, I'm gonna step left foot back and out. I want you to make sure that the edge of your foot is lined up parallel to the mat. Lift and spread the toes of the front foot. Give me that knee stacked right over the heel. And now we're gonna lengthen that body out. Drop in that heel, back heel. I've got a soft bend in the knee, but I'm solid in the ball of that foot. How you doing? Lifting and spreading that toe pops it right into the hamstring. Yeah, that's where I feel it. Whoa. Don't turn your head suddenly in this position. We're gonna lengthen the hands back. Come on up. Take a big stretch. All right, so that leg should be zinging all the way up from the calf to the hamstring. Inhaling up. Let's take our lateral extension. We're gonna move and add some more. And to the other side. Coming on up to come down. Forward folding chair. Let's trace those fingers up for our half lift. We're gonna go ahead and add our fold. And now we're gonna take our step back from this position. So just be mindful that you're not stepping back too long. That's the only thing about approaching the crescent lunge from the fold. But what I like about this position and this approach to it is that I can, looking right at my foot, I can find that lateral space side to side, and I get to see where I'm stepping. It's just a little more stable. The downside is now we've got to come up with the body. So engage the core, trace those fingers up the legs. Lift and spread those toes in the front foot. Give me cactus arms. We're amping up our energy. Double check the placement of your ankle. Are you swaying in or out? I want you to get square on the ball of that foot. Okay, we're going to come down to step back. We're going to take our little modified chaturanga. So I'm going to step back and come to knees. Adjust the hands. Turn those elbows in. Shrug the shoulders. Here we go. Engage the core. We're dropping in. Scoop the belly up. Scoop the belly up. Press up. Let's take it into child's pose. Take our fold. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Make some fists. And we're going to come forward to find our downward facing dog runner stretch. So tuck the toes, lift the hips, step into the center of the balls of the feet, soften the elbows, soften the shoulders, relax the face and neck, push down into one heel. And the other. We're going to glance forward and walk up and take a forward fold. Bend the knees, trace right on up for our lift to stretch. I'm going to add a little cactus arm because we put in that chaturanga modification, and we're going to feel our upper body now. Let's take a lean, and to the other side. Coming up to come down, forward folding chair. All right, let's trace up for our half lift. Lift and spread the toes. And then shift slightly into the balls of the feet. Let's trace down for our forward fold. All right, I'm going to glance back. And now I'm going with my left foot back and out. Get yourself lined up with that mat. All right, engage the core. Trace those hands right up the legs. Lift and spread the toes of the front foot. That knee should be stacked right over the heel. Lengthen the body forward. Hips are square. Give me cactus arms. I'm going to come down, plant the hands, step that front foot back. I'm coming to the knees. Now I've got to adjust my hands, soften the elbows, shrug the shoulders. All right, rotate those elbows to the center of the mat, come down. Scoop that belly. Scoop hard into the belly. Press up, and let's release into child's pose. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, make some fists. All right, we're going to come up and transition into our downward facing dog. I have to step into the center of the balls of the feet. Soften the elbows, soften the shoulders, soften the knees, soften the head. No. Well, maybe a little bit. Push down a heel and shift. Let's do that one more time. Once again, make sure that your feet are in parallel to the edge of the mat. All right, we're going to glance forward and walk up for our forward fold. Bend the knees. Let's lift the head and shoulders. Give me this reverse crunch up. Stretch to the ceiling. Add that cactus arm because we just did that chaturanga modification. Lateral extension. Let's take it over. Come on up. Other side. Forward folding chair. Let's take it down. Let's trace up the legs for a half lift. Remember to tuck that chin. And let's come down for our forward fold. All right, we're stepping the right foot back and out. Lift and spread the toes of the front foot. Engage the core. Let's come right on up. Make your adjustments. All right, we're going to come on up to our modified pyramid. So I'm going to stay up on this heel. Sometimes we approach this and put the heel down on the mat, but I want you to stay up off of that heel. Soften the knee, soften the front knee. So we're going to be up on the ball of the foot, and we're going to take our body down, one hand above the knee, one hand below the knee, and fold. Keep those front toes lifted and spread. All right, bend the knee, plant the hands. Front foot is going to step back. Take them to the knees. Adjust those hands. Soften the elbows. Shrug the shoulders down away from the ears. Turn the elbows to center. Rotate them in. And let's take it down. Scoop the belly up. Press up. Adjust and release for the bow. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, make some fists. Coming forward to tuck our toes and press into our downward facing dog. Step into the center of the feet. Soften the shoulders. Soften the elbows, soften the knees. Lean back into the heels. I'm flat. I'm so flat in the back. I'm not sagging down. I heard somebody sent me a yoga video, and she said, melt your heart center toward the floor. Ugh. Shrug the shoulders. Power the chest up, away from the floor. Lean the hips back toward the heels. Keep that back flat and strong and active. Let's glance forward and walk it up. Taking a forward fold, soften the knees, bend the knees, lift the body, scoop up with the reverse crunch, big stretch to the ceiling. Cactus arm, lateral extension. Let's take it over. And reaching out to the other side. Coming on up to come down. Forward folding chair. Tracing up for our half lift. Lift and spread the toes. I'm slightly forward into the balls of my feet. Coming on down for my forward fold. We're going left side, left foot. Crescent lunge. Find stability on the feet first. Lift and spread those front toes. Come on up. Okay, we're going to lengthen that front leg. We're centering the body. I've got a squish in my back knee, squish in my front knee. I'm going to take a hand above and below the knee and release for my fold. Don't let that back foot rotate in. Stay centered on the weight. That was a terrible sentence. Keep weight centered. Yeah, that was better. Bend the knee, touch the mat. Let's step front foot back. Find the position that we're going to take our little chaturanga modification. It's called four-limbed staff pose. Rotate the elbows in. Shrug. It's just a fancy word for push-up. Or maybe static push-up. Rotate those elbows in. Scoop the belly up. Rotate those elbows in. I'm shaking. Press up. Release back for the fold. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Make some fists. All right, we're going to walk ourselves forward and come seated. Guys, how do you feel? I'm feeling some upper body work. I'm feeling some triceps and biceps. I'm feeling some core, some back. Yeah, I'm feeling it. All right. Is it super smoky today or is it just going to be overcast? I haven't checked the weather. All right, let's rotate back into supine. I'm going to lay down. Be mindful that you have room on the back of your mat. Oh, bring those knees up. Give them a squeeze. Rotate the ankles. Wiggle the toes. Point and flex. Your feet should feel tired. That lifting and spreading of the toes wraps all the energy up through the leg from toe to hip. Let's take a little sway side to side. All right, lengthen the left leg. Press right heel up to the ceiling. If you don't have a strap, we're just interlacing the fingers low on the back of the hamstring. Same thing here, people. Look at the rotation of your toe. Is your leg rotating out or rotating in? I want you to parallel the position of that foot so that it looks like it's in alignment with the edge of the mat. Let's bend that knee, bring those hands to the top of the leg, and give me a power squeeze up into the rib cage. All right, left hand over right knee. Just take it across for this little twist. So I'm going to parallel the floor, so it's less about my torso and more about my my glutes and my IT. Hamstring, not the IT. Well, a little bit. Bring that on up. Give that knee one more squeeze. All right, bring the other knee up. We're going to switch. So lengthen the right leg. Ooh, I'm feeling that energy now. Press the heel up to the ceiling. If you have a strap, this is where you would just loop it over that arch. You've got a soft bend in the knee. Imagine that you're pushing a button on the ceiling with your heel. Look at your toe. Is it turned in? Is it rotated out? Let's get it parallel. So make that it's a rotation of the entire leg. And I want you to also think about the placement of your ankle. Imagine that you were stepping or touching the ceiling rather than having it roll in or roll out. All right, we're going to bring that knee in, two-handed over the top of the leg, power squeeze it up into the body. Right hand over left knee. I'm going to open up my left arm. I'm just taking that leg over to parallel the mat because I really want this in the glutes, maybe up into a little bit into the latissimus dorsi oblique insertions, but really it's about the upper leg. All right, let's unwind it. Give that leg another little squeeze. All right, so we're going to come on up with both knees. Take the hands to the insides of the legs and press out. You should be feeling your adductors hardcore today. When we change the adjustment of our feet, when we work in very careful balance, those adductors are firing. All right, let's press the soles of the feet together. Take a little rock side to side. Let those knees hang. Open those arms up, palms to the ceiling. All right, let's press the hips into the mat. Draw the knees in. Let's give them a squeeze. We're going to work a little Apanasana here. So tuck the fingers over the tops of the knees. Relax the shoulders. We're just hanging in the length of the arm. Take a power inhale here. And now as we exhale, draw those knees toward the body and then give me that tiny little lift of the tailbone. Oh, it's a little reverse crunch up. Inhale, extend the arms. And then exhale, draw them in, little scoop up. We're going to do that 3 more times. Two more. And one more time. All right, we're going to release our feet to the mat. I want you to take a moment and decide where you would like to rest for Shavasana. So I think I'm just going to stay right here. I might take seated. I'm having some allergy issues. Always at this time of year, something blooms or kind of it gets dusty or maybe, and I start to hack and cough. So please make yourself comfortable body temperature-wise. It is cool. We've got these nice, lovely fall cool mornings. Add a pair of socks, add a layer. If you want to extend those legs and lay in a traditional Shavasana, kicked my block over again. You'd think I'd learn. Legs extended, arms at your sides, palms up. If that's uncomfortable, put your feet on the floor, knees toward the ceiling. Just let your knees rest against each other so that you can relax the legs. You can open arms up, palms toward the ceiling. You can tuck a blanket under the low back. You can roll a blanket under the knees or neck. Just really find a way to make yourself comfortable as we work towards Shavasana. All right? We're going to relax the breath. Actually, soft, easy inhale. Soft, silent exhale. You can dim the lights, close your eyes. Unclench the teeth. Let's pull our attention and awareness into the state and quality of the forehead. And you are going to smooth out all of the tiny little muscles around the eyes into the temples. And just feel that line of forehead get longer. Unclench the teeth, let the tongue relax away from the roof of the mouth. And feel that relaxation carry down through the muscles in the face, down through the strap muscles on either side of the neck. And now feel the shoulder caps release their energy. We're going to relax biceps and triceps. Release that energy through the space of the elbow and down through the forearm, little wiggle of the fingers. And now let the upper body rest completely against or toward the floor. Let's feel heavy through the base of the neck, down through the length of the spine. Maybe a little sway side to side, a little rock with the hips. And now relax the torso, relax the glutes, and feel the body rest heavily toward the mat. Relaxing the quads. They did a lot of work today. We want to release that energy and feel those little twitching residual kind of let go. Soften around the back to the hamstrings, release into the back space of the knee. Maybe a little flex of the calves or a sway side to side, wiggle the toes, and now let the lower body take its rest completely toward the mat. Moving that attention and awareness into the space and quality of your thinking. Check in. Some things might be scooting into your attention. Your to-do list might be kind of chomping at the bit. Let's slide those things off to the side. We want to create a nice, clear, open field of thought so that we can hold that silence to follow the breath into and out of the lungs. to draw some deeper breaths into the lungs. Big filling inhales, big sighing exhales. Take 3 or 4 of those. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, roll the wrists, roll the ankles. If your feet are on the mat, let's lengthen those legs out. We're going to reach the arms out away from the center of the body and take that big stretch away from the center of the chest. And then we're slowly reaching those arms up. Take that nice big stretch, yawning, getting out of bed, first thing in the morning, stretch. Releasing hands back down toward the hips. We're going to take a knee up and give it a squeeze. And we're going to take the other knee up and give it a squeeze. And then let's start a little rock side to side. Roll from one hip, cross the lower lumbar to the other, just side to side, bringing some movement back into the body, taking a little relief in that pressure of the glutes and the low back into the mat. And when you're ready, rock completely over to one side, taking a breath or two right there. Just notice the support of the floor beneath your body. And when you're ready, let's slowly work ourselves back up into comfortable seated position, taking a little rock side to side. Let's roll those shoulders back. I'm going to hook my fingertips across the tops of my knees and take a big lean in one direction. I'm stretching from the base of my ear and across the neck, down over the shoulder, into the forearm. Releasing the chin forward, let's switch directions. Let's stack shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips, and take a scan of the body, checking in. State and quality of the physical form. Let's move our attention and awareness into the state and quality of our thinking. We can start letting some of those to-dos move back into our attention. Let's give them some elbow room, no pushing, no shoving. And finally, just noticing that easy inhale and exhale. Our intuitive rhythm of breath is what carries us through our day. And then let's release practice. Blinking our eyes open. I'm going to take a nice long stretch up to the ceiling. You don't have to join me. It's not going to fuel your jam. Relaxing all the way down. Taking a moment to honor your body for doing what you asked it to do today and all the hard work it does to get you from one end of the week to the other. My name is Julia. I greatly appreciate your support of the online fucking yoga company. If you have any questions, keeping me safe, keeping you safe, keeping our groove going. If you have any questions, email me, yoga@jclynn.com. Please visit the website, www.theeffingblog.com, yogablog.com. I'll get it right someday. The calendar's there, so the class schedule's there. You can subscribe to my newsletter. You get one newsletter a month, and you get a blog post, and then any kind of special notifications. But I try to keep those to a minimum because I hate a lot of email. If you're not getting those and you know you've signed up for them, please check your spam folder because I've had a couple people say I'm not getting those updates. Second, guys, I've had a couple of clients ask me when I'm coming back to the rec. That not for the foreseeable future. If you're on my social community, right, Facebook or Instagram, Facebook today for sure. There's a post up that I'm in a COVID long hauler group, guys. I spent 8 weeks in bed. like not being able to get out of bed, 8 weeks. I am now, let's see, let's say I was out of bed consistently without a nap during the day, out of the bed mid-May, mid-June, July, August, September. So we're at 5 months. I'm still having breathlessness. I'm still having fatigue. I still have aches and pains, general myalgia. I'm definitely having brain fog, in addition to all the, external stress that we've added in our lives. I have good days and I have bad days. And if you don't know anybody who has had the COVID, or you have not had it yourself, or you were asymptomatic, the beard was asymptomatic. He had a little cold and was fine. It's not the flu. It's not a cold. If you get it in hardcore, in the way that I got it, guys, I almost died. I didn't end up in the hospital, but there were a few days where I thought, I can't breathe, and this is what it is. So to keep asking me to come back because it's okay, it's not okay, people. I am going to be Chicken Little running around. The sky is falling. So please, please, please wear your masks, be conscientious of others, and just, I don't know. I guess I'm on my soapbox today, but I got a couple emails not demanding, but being pushy about seeing me in person. It's not going to happen for a long time, people. I love you. Be safe. Be conscientious. Be kind and gracious. We really need it right now. Have a good day. I'm going to go get some more coffee. I don't know if I need more coffee, but I'm going to go get some more coffee. And I will see you all, hopefully again soon.